Chris Sewall here, baseball card collector, investor, dealer in that order. Welcome everyone. Today I wanted to do a video for all you PSA haters out there. These were 3 cards that I sent to PSA, and for various reasons I ended up sending them later to Beckett, and I'm going to go through each one by one, what PSA said about them, and then what happened when I sent them over to Beckett. If you watch my channel regularly, you know I use PSA more than any of the other companies, but man, they are frustrating at times, and here are 3 examples, and I'm going to save the most frustrating of the 3 for last. All right, I'll start off with this 1986 star Michael Jordan. I should say up front, I didn't send this exact card to PSA, but I'll explain that in just a second. A while ago, I bought a 1986 star Michael Jordan team bag. It was a sealed team bag of 10 cards. This is a well-known star set from 1986. And I actually opened it on camera and made a video about it for the channel. And said in the video I was going to send all the cards to PSA. As PSA had recently announced that they were once again grading the star cards from the 1980s. Now when I did that video, I didn't realize that they were only grading the 1984 star set. So they actually were not grading these at the time. And I decided to, sit on them and hope that PSA eventually opens up grading all the star cards. And a few months later, they did. They put on their website, last July, PSA changed its policy grading star basketball cards by opening submissions specifically with the 84 set. Now it is accepting the majority of the remaining balance of sets that were released by Star between 1983 and 1986 for grading. Great, so this was exactly what I was waiting for, and I sent in a bunch of them to PSA. But PSA wouldn't grade them, and they all had the N9 not graded designation, no specific info, no grade, no charge. So the good news was I didn't get charged, but you know, the bad news is they wouldn't grade them. This really concerned me. It sort of suggested, my first thought was that PSA didn't think they were legit. They thought they were fakes. And again, you know, I had opened the actual team bag, so that would have been pretty difficult for someone to have faked. I guess it was possible, but I was quite sure they were good. You know, this really concerned me. So I went to look at what N9 means, and basically this just means that this is a set they don't grade for whatever reason. It doesn't suggest that it's faker or not legit in any way. It's just they don't grade this particular set. So I went back to the star write-up, and in the 3rd paragraph, there's this long list of the star sets that they do grade. And yeah, the Jordan set's not on here. You know, I don't know why it would not be on here. It's one of the more common star sets, I would say, and got all sorts of oddball ones on here. Mr. Z's Pizza and Starbucks Life Buoy and Star Franz Bread. You know, these are some oddball brands, so I don't know why they would, you know, have these and not do the Jordan. Perhaps there's some good reason, but I couldn't figure out why. So I started sending them to Beckett, and yeah, Beckett had no problem with any of them. I've not had any issues with the ones I've sent to Beckett so far. Here's a 7.5 that I got on card number 2. Here's a 4.5 I got on card number 6, and here's a near mint 8 that I got on card number 9. So I guess technically this one is on me, as I didn't read the full list before sending them in, but I still can't figure out why they would not grade this particular star set, but would grade all the other ones. Probably there's some good reason, but I could not figure it out. If anybody knows, please leave it in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. All right, second card to look at is actually a very similar story. 2000 Donruss Studio Series Gridiron Kings autograph, Dan Marino. This card is serial numbered 1 of 1. A 1 of 1 from 2000, an autograph of a Hall of Famer. That's pretty cool. It's a card I've had in my PC for a long time, just never bothered to send it in for grading. So I sent it to PSA, and again, they would not grade it. Same thing, N9 not graded, no specific info, no grade, no charge. I mean, I couldn't figure this out at all. Card looks completely good. The serial number looks completely good. I really have no idea why they wouldn't grade this card and what their issue is with this set or whatever. But I sent it to Beckett, and yeah, once again, they did grade the card. They gave it an 8.5. Actually, that was actually better than I was expecting grade-wise, but they did not give the autograph a score, which I don't know why that is. I would have thought the auto would have gotten its own score. I've sort of lost track of the rules here, but once again, you know, Beckett did grade this card, and PSA did not. Now, you could make the case, and I think it would definitely be a fair point, that the Jordan and the Marino here sort of favor PSA in the sense that, yeah, for me personally, it was annoying that these 2 cards, they didn't grade these 2 cards. You know, I had to wait for my cards to come back, and then I had to resubmit them to another company. It was a hassle, but, you know, it sort of suggests that PSA is stricter in terms of which cards they'll allow, and they're less lenient in terms of, you know, allowing, let's say, borderline cards into their holders. But for me personally, these 2 cards were fairly straightforward. Like, I really don't know why they wouldn't grade either of these cards. So to me, that was confusing, but I do think that is like a fair point you can make. And now the third example, which is the real head scratcher. It says 2013 Topps Chrome rookie auto of Nolan Arenado. And when I sent this card in, I thought it was a 10 contender. I thought it was sharp everywhere, and I really did not see an issue with it. The front looked great everywhere, and the back looked great everywhere as well. When the card came back, I actually did a video of the PSA reveal. It came back as 6, and I was very, very puzzled by this. I looked the card over and over and over, and I just could not see anything. I mean, often when a card you think is like a 10 will come back as 6, there's some sort of like tiny little surface wrinkle on the back or something. I couldn't find anything of the sort. This card actually appeared in another video of mine. I did a video showing how I crack cards out of cases, and I used this as one of the subjects. I thought a 6th grade was way too low, so cracked it out of the case, took a long look at the card raw, and again, just could not find anything wrong with it. I thought it was a legit 10 contender. So I decided to resubmit it to PSA, hoping that they just sort of made a mistake the first time. And when I sent it to PSA the second time, it came back even worse, a 5, and just baffling. Like I did not understand it. The card looked, like I said, extremely sharp to me, and I could not find any issues with it. So I actually decided to crack it a second time. I gave up on PSA and sent it to Beckett, hoping for better luck. And Beckett delivered, giving the card a Gem Mint 9.5. with an auto 10 grade, and not just a Gem Mint 9.5, it's actually a true gem, all 4 subgrades being a 9.5. I mean, that's what, to me, the card was when I looked it over both times. I don't know what PSA was seeing with the 6. I don't know what they were seeing with the 5. But for me, Beckett got it right. I mean, I guess I'm biased, it's my card, but I really just didn't see anything wrong with the card whatsoever. And that's, somewhat disturbing, right? I mean, one grading company calls the card EX and the other calls it Gem Mint. I mean, that's quite a major difference, a big distinction in the grades given out. And we have to remember that the grading companies are just a human being given their opinion, and human beings make mistakes. Human beings have differences of opinions all the time. And I just think it's important to remember that this is not a perfect science going on here at all. And at times it can be very frustrating. But that's it. Really appreciate everyone watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and see you again next time. Thanks, everyone.